What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm coming at you guys with some amazing, um, well, not amazing news, but we got a new deck profile because I get things mixed up. But we have a deck profile for you guys, and this time around, it is time for the lovely Mastemon to make her reappearance. Which is funny because at the time of this recording, Mastemon's Starter Deck 10, is celebrating its 2-year anniversary in North America. Then a month later, after this anniversary, we will be receiving EX06, the Infernal Ascension, which is going to have more support for the lovely Mastemon. It's crazy though, because when you look at the span of Mastemon support released between the first Mastemon that was printed, which I think was like BT, 4 or 5? Or, no, I think BT3, if I'm not mistaken. I forget when the first Mastemon card came out, because I wasn't really playing around the early releases of Digimon, because pandemic and stuff. But just looking at everything that has transpired, I am very excited for Mastemon. If you guys haven't seen my Mastemon videos, do check them out. They're in the playlist for the Digimon card game. But we're here for the Mastemon deck profile because BT16 did offer some decent support. So that's not too bad. But I mean, I'm going to focus a lot more on what is shaped up to be the precursor to a lot of the new stuff that will be coming out later on. So with that said, why don't we go ahead and we get started. So starting off are the Digitama that I'll be using, and that will be 4 copies of Nearomon from Structure Deck 10. Then we go into the main deck itself. We start off with our rookies. We have 3 copies of the newly released BT16 Salamon, followed by 4 copies of BT9 Salamon. Then from there, we're going to go into the champions. We have 2 copies of BT8 Black Tailmon, with 4 copies of BT16's Tailmon, then 4 copies of Structure Deck 10's Tailmon. From there, we go into the Ultimates. We have 2 copies of Lucamon Fall Down Mode, followed by 2 copies of Lady Devimon from... Oh, sorry. Fall Down Mode is from BT7. We have Lady Devimon from BT11, as well as Angelamon from BT11. And from BT14, we have Holy Angemon Ace. So that is it for all of the Ultimates, the little 5s. We now move on into the Megas, and we have not 1, not 2, not 3, but definitely 4 copies of the Ace and Boss Monster, Mastemon from Structure Deck 10. Then we have 2 copies of Ardanimon from BT9, and 2 copies of Ophanimon Fall Down Mode from BT8. So that is it for the Megas. Now we go on into the Tamers. And of course, this would not be a Mastemon deck if we did not have Mastemon's partner. And that is 3 copies of Mirai Mikagari from BT11. Then 3 copies of Kari Tamiya from BT8. With 4 copies of TK from BT1. So that is it for all of the Tamers. Then for our option cards, I am rocking 3 copies of Chaos Degradation from BT10 with 3 copies of Flame Hell Scythe from BT8. I don't know why I keep calling it Hell Flame Scythe. And it's clearly not Flame Hell Scythe, but you know, it names. Anyway, though, that is it for all of the cards total in the deck. So let's go through them. So starting off is Nearomon, who's going to be our Digitama for this build. When attacking, if you have a yellow Digimon in play, you may you may draw 1 card, then discard 1 card. So the crazy thing about this is the new Salamon specifically needs Nearomon for its evolution. And we'll get to that particular Salamon shortly, because it is a really good Salamon for a deck like this, especially if you want to go into your champions as soon as possible. The best thing about this Nearomon is a draw and discard situation so that you can correct your hand when it is needed to get rid of things, especially because your deck is going to, it's just, Mastemon's whole gimmick is that she gets Digimon from the trash, puts them into security, and then pulls Digimon from the security out so that they can come into play. Then she can just delete one of your opponent's Digimon whose level is less than the level of the Digimon that you're going to be trying to get rid of. So from there, we have Nearomon. Let's go into the rest of the, let's go into these rookies. And we start off with Salamon from BT9. It's a simple reveal, on play reveal top 4 cards of your deck to add 1 2-color purple card among them to your hand, and you place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. While this doesn't seem like such a big ordeal, getting any card that's 2-color purple is kind of what thrives in this deck, because every card for the most part is either 2 colors or a simple radiant of 1 color to help you get cards to consider setting up for your plays later on. Especially with your ultimates and your, well, especially with your mega and the need of transpiring for your champions. Because if you notice, a lot of my champions are dual color purple. So this is going to definitely be a good use for Salamon to get a lot of those pieces to set up for later on in the game. Now, going in from Salamon of single color, let's go into Salamon of dual color. So, Salamon from BT16 says, at the start of your turn and on play, if it's your turn, you may digivolve one of your Digimon into a level 4 Digimon with Holy Beast or free in its traits from your trash without by reducing the cost by 1. So the thing with this Salamon is that she's supposed to help you get into your champions so that you can easily get them onto the board with a reduced cost. Now the thing about this is that once the new Tailmon comes out in EX06, she has the trait of Holy Beast. So you will be able to use that to your advantage to get into your Angel, Archangel, Fallen Angel setup as soon as possible. Because that one is going to be a good improvement to what we already have with the current Gatomon from the Structure Deck. So yeah, it is a lot that definitely gets played into this. Now the reason why we're playing this, we could play what is our boy? Oh, we could play Demi-Meramon, but the thing is that, as you can see right there, Salamon and a lot of the rookies from BT16, they have a pay cost to them unless you have a specific Digitama you're digivolving them from. And it's kind of one of the things where I wish that wasn't a clause, but I understand why, because a lot of them have really good effects attached to them. So it makes perfect sense of why they said, okay, if you want to play this, you have to play the Pacific Digitama. I do believe there's a Nearomon that's going to be in EX06 that we will be able to take advantage of with the Salamon from BT16, or just any Salamon in general, so that it is a lot easier to play. But I have to say, this Salamon is going to be really, really great for those getting Digimon from the trash to set up for your Digivolution lines later on. And trust me, you're going to definitely want to take advantage of the Salamon. Alright, moving on from there, we go on into our champions, and we have the infamous Tailmon from Structure Deck 10. So her on play is to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, to add 1 yellow or purple Digimon card among them to your hand, put the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. When digivolving, if you digivolve into an Archangel or Fallen Angel, you reduce the cost by 2. Then her inheritable is to DNA Digivolve at the end of the turn by making sure you have the proper requirements for the DNA Digivolution. This is honestly one of the benefits from Tailmon that I enjoy having, because it's a quick into your DNA Digivolution without having to waste so much material, in combination with her ability to search out for your Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angels setup. You're definitely, this is honestly the best Tailmon we could have to transpire. Next to her is going to be the one from EX06. And the one from BT16 isn't too bad. It's useful, and I'll get to the reasons why. But this Tailmon honestly was the one that broke the mold because it's literally just a on-play setup. If it had when digivolving, it'd just be even more of a powerhouse than before. So, yeah, it is a lot to just maintain and to keep together when it comes to building a Mastemon deck. Because honestly, this is your go-to when you're playing decks that are heavy on Angels, Archangels, and Fallen Angels. Alright, moving on from Tailmon, we're going to go to another Tailmon, and that is the one from BT16. So she has Barrier, which is to send the top card of your security to the trash to prevent this Digimon from being destroyed. But it's her ability that the on play when Digivolving, you may trash one card from your hand to return one level 6 or lower 2-color Digimon that has red or purple in it from the trash. So this can go get your Mastemons. This is going to get several of your Megas. This can even get, because it says level 6 or lower, you can even get some of your rookies back. Because we are playing you can get your rookies and champions because you can get the Tailmon or you can get the Salamon with ease. It's so much, it's a really nice addition to the deck because it's just a good fetcher to return cards to you as soon as possible. The other thing about this Tailmon is her inheritable, which is all your opponent's security Digimon gain minus 3 KDP. I believe the Salamon from BT16 also says that, and yes, she does. So that's at least 6 KDP reduction when you start swinging in for the security, which is not a bad clause. But this Tailmon, for the most part, that I enjoy is simply just because of the fact that she can be a retriever on play or when digivolving, and I like a when digivolving or on play effect because you can easily then just take advantage of other abilities to put her into play. So that is the Tailmon. Then we have the Black Gatomon, who simply just has Rush for her ability, which is when she comes into play, you can attack. And the Retaliation, which will be even more of a good strike in case you need to take out something. But the Retaliation stuff is definitely what we're going to go into when we get into our Megas. This is just an easy Digimon to pull off of if you needed to pull with the effects of Mastemon. So going on from there, now we go into our ultimates, and we have Lucemon Fall Down mode. When Lucemon comes into play, when Digivolve run on play, you can delete one of your opponent's tamers that's level 6, or you need one of your opponent's tamers, or you can delete a Digimon that's level 6 or lower. So hitting a Mega, or at least hitting a Tamer, can be beneficial. This is one of the biggest targets that you would want to discard off of the effects of Mastemon. I mean, you want to trigger off of Mastemon because this is honestly where you get a good portion of your removal in conjunction with her own ability. Not to mention, you kind of don't want to draw this. This is kind of what Digimon would consider their Garnet, as you don't really have any viable causes of Digivolution yet. We will have ways to Digivolve into Lucemon from Lucemon soon, but for right now, this Lucemon is basically just here to be a free discard fodder of card and then be able to use its ability once you've triggered it from the abilities of other Digimon. So it's not too bad there for Lucemon. I'm going to move on from Lucemon, and now we're going to talk about both of the mothers, the mothering, if you will, of the deck, and that is Lady Devimon and Angelomon. So you can play any Lady Devimon or Angelomon combination you would like to, because all the effects for Mirai will still trigger off of just Lady Devimon or Mastemon coming into play. Now, while we say this, I don't remember off the top of my head what the new Lady Devimon or the new Angelomon do, but I think that one has to do with security and the other one has to deal with Angel Archangel setup. So yay for them. I should remember this because I have a video on this, but they do things. And one of the big benefits as well is that they still work with any Mirai, because they do have some Mirai corresponding abilities with them. Now, thinking of Mirai, both of these ladies can give you a memory when you play a Mirai Mikagari or a opposite of them, was it during your turn, once a turn. Now, their other abilities definitely correspond with each other. For Anjulamon, it's when digivolving, you may search your security stack for a card that has Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel in its traits and add it to your hand. Then, if you do, you can recover +1 from your deck. Then you have Lady Devimon, who discards a card from your hand to add one Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel card in its trait, or one Mirai Mikagari in your trash and return it to your hand. So one's going to the security, the other one is going into your trash to help you set up from either end. Now, their inheritables are what makes them even more busted. For Anjulamon, on your opponent's turn, if you have a purple Digimon in play, all of your Angel, Archangel, and Fallen Angel Digimon gain blocker. While for Lady Devimon, if you have a yellow Digimon in play, all of your Digimon will gain the ability of retaliation that are Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel. And the reason this is a great combination of things because remember, blockers are meant to block attacks. So if they die, guess what? Retaliation will then trigger, which means if my Digimon died from battle, your Digimon is going to die from battle. So yeah, this is a really good way of just fleshing out the board. And having all of these under Mastemon definitely helped out with those things. So we're going to move on from these two low ladies. There are other variants you can play in the deck. And trust me, I have many of ideas and many of different ways you can take advantage of those, because it's not just these two, but there's just a plethora of Angelomon and Lady Devimon you can definitely take advantage of. All right, moving on from these, we're going to go into the last of the level 5, and that is our boy Holy Digimon Ace, which is simply here just to manipulate the security and help us recover security on such a low cost too. The only downside is, of course, this is an Ace monster, so if it is deleted or is removed from the field, even if the Digivolution source, remember Aces all have your opponent will then gain memory from this move, from this card leaving. So I believe it's 3 for the ultimate. Excuse me. Which isn't too much of a setback, but no, Holy Angel Ace is literally just here to have a free drop so we can recovery +1. Moving from Holy Angemon, now we get into our megas, and we'll save the main lady of the deck for last. Ophanimon Fall Down mode. Simply just here to be another alternate evolution. Just like Holy Angemon, when she's digivolved, you can recovery +1. But her on deletion effect is great, because her on deletion states that if the Digimon is deleted, you may play one yellow or purple Digimon with a level of 4 or less, so you can get a lot of your champions and stuff onto the field, and then that triggers their on play abilities. Thanks to that. So shout outs to the Ophanimon Fall Down mode. And then when she has what is it? When she has when she digivolved and she has a yellow card, it's recovery +1. But also if you have a Digimon with purple in her Digivolution sources when she's digivolved, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon that I believe has 6k DP or less. No, level 4 or lower. So you get to get rid of some of the rookies, if anything. So, like I said, not too bad. Alright, moving on from the Ophanimons, let's talk about Ordonimon, the Digimon that is actually made from Ophanimon Fall Down mode, and I believe it's Crackmon Vicious mode. The 2 megas, or Quellmon. Yes, Quellmon, I'm sorry. That's her ultimate. But Ordonimon can be DNA Digivolved by using 2 level 6 Digimon, 1 purple, 1 yellow. When digivolving, and the card is DNA Digivolve, delete one of your opponent's level 6 or higher Digimon, and then all of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. For each Digimon that was deleted, recovery +1. And on deletion, if this trash one card from your security to put this Digimon back into play with no cost. So yeah, our Ordonimon definitely has a lot of spell saves to her to prevent your opponent from trying to OTK, but also being able to recover things if need be. And our Ordonimon is definitely a good finisher when it comes to Mastemon, because one of the issues I still have with Mastemon, even with the newer support coming out, we don't have a massive removal, aka an AoE. Removal site for for yellow. Yellow has a lot of spot on stuff, but we still don't have any way to remove massive boards outside of maybe a handful of cards. And it's sad because those handful of cards we have to obtain other cards to do such. Because sadly enough, Crimson Blaze would be really good for Mastemon. Only problem is, well, it's not purple or yellow, it's red. So, and I would have used the tamer hybrid card, but as you can see, not enough tamers and definitely no hybrids. So had to work with what we had. And then moving on from there, now we talk about the ace, Mastemon. So Mastemon, just like with Digimon Fall Down mode, or multiple copies, you can easily help go into your Digimon Fall Down mode. Now, with that in tow, let's talk about Mastemon herself. So she requires 2 level 5 purple, 1 level 5 yellow and purple Digimon for a DNA Digivolution. When she's Digivolved, you can place 1 yellow Digimon from your purple or yellow Digimon from your trash into your security. Then you can check your security to then search for a Digimon card that's level 5 or lower, purple or yellow, and play it without the memory cost. Excuse me. Then her ability is to delete a Digimon whose level is equal to or less than the Digimon's level that you played through an effect. While this effect not only can happen during any player's turn, just the ability to play a Digimon and then be able to delete another Digimon is fantastic. Because it's still removal. It's just spot removal. It sucks because I hate spot removal. In a deck that is definitely doesn't, it already has enough of it, but it doesn't need it that bad. But yeah, it is definitely a thing. Other than that, I mean, I love Mastemon. She's a great setup card. Even if you don't use her effect through DNA Digivolution, you still get to put 1 Digimon card into your security stack. So that's at least a recovery +1. And that still triggers up Kari's effect, because Kari will be able to then trigger her ability. So yeah, shout outs to the Mastemon. We're gonna move on quickly because we already hit the 20 minutes, and we have Mirai Mikagari. Her at the start of turn, gain 1 memory. During your turn, when a Digimon digivolves into an Agumon or a Lady Devimon, and you have 1 or fewer Digimon in play, you may suspend this tamer to then play the opposite Digimon that you digivolved onto the field from your hand to the board without paying the memory cost. Now, this is a great way, like I said, to go into Mastemon, because if you play Lady Devimon or Angelmon first, then you can trigger Mirai, and then go into the other and start whipping that ass. Now, here's the thing that I have to honestly say, because I didn't at first like the new Mirai that's going to be coming out, simply because she's not a memory setter. She does give you memory only if you digivolve from the trash into Angelmon or Lady Devimon by suspending her. But she allows you to DNA digivolve at the end of the turn, which is something similar to... Okay, this is going to be way too long.